Hi everyone, I want to welcome you to this week's episode of the Lesson in 5. Lesson in 5 is a weekly program where we summarize the Sabbath School Lesson into 5 main points. If you're new around here, you want to make sure that you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our future videos. The Sabbath School Lesson for this week is Education in Arts and Sciences. When we look at education, the base, the foundation is critical to everything else that we are trying to do. Particularly when we speak about education in arts and sciences. This week, we are looking at how education in arts and sciences can be taught from a Christian perspective. The Lord alone. Paul mentions in the book of Romans that God has placed within the created order enough evidence of his existence. On the judgment, nobody can give an excuse to say, I didn't know that God exists, because God has put his signature all around us. And the Bible makes it absolutely clear that God is the creator and originator of the universe. This is an awesome truth to know that God is behind it all. God put it all into motion, and God alone must be worshipped and given credit for that. Even after the world has been marred by sin for over 6,000 years, after a devastating worldwide flood, we still see evidence of God's presence in creation. The beauty of holiness. God has placed beauty and is the originator of beauty. God has created many beautiful things. When we look outside at the night sky, the vast landscapes, all this points to the beauty that God has put in the world. However, not all that is beautiful is from God. Unfortunately, because we live in a world of sin, the evil one, the devil, has come and manipulated the beauty that God has created. He has come and he has used what God has created for his own means. Experts in error. Paul in the book of 1 Timothy mentions how people pursue worldliness and look for riches at the detriment of principle. He also mentions that famous line that the love of money is the root of all evil. Money may not be evil by itself, but what people do to get money shows how money is the root of a whole lot of evil things that are happening in our society. We need to be careful what we pursue. There are many people in the world today who are experts, but are experts in error. For a long time, the world's leading experts taught that the world was flat. They taught that everything orbited around the earth. They even had complex mathematical formulas that proved this fact. However, they were horribly wrong. It's very possible that today, many of the leading experts can also be horribly wrong. This needs to help us to put our confidence in the Word of God, which never fails. Foolishness and wisdom. Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 7 says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Our pursuits in education, in seeking understanding, should be based on the Word of God, based on a fear of God. If we don't have this as the foundation, many other things will start to go wrong. For example, if we know about the universe without knowing about God, this knowledge of the universe seems to be an exercise in futility, because at the end of the day, our lives are going to end. Without a view of God, life becomes pointless and meaningless. The Lord answered Job. Job chapter 38 contains a very beautiful poem where God responds to Job and all the issues that were going on. God speaks about how he laid the foundations of the earth, how he told the sea how far it must go and go no further. God speaks about how he put the Pleiades in place, all the stars, and set them in motion. God speaks about his sovereignty and power over all creation. This is crucial when we speak about education in the arts and sciences, because this helps us to see God as the author of science. This helps us to look at science through the lens of faith and not through the lens of skepticism. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the lesson in 5. If you've enjoyed, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Until next week, God bless you all.